Hello and welcome to another episode of Gigsy Creator Central. I'm your host Arvind, and joining me on screen is the one and only Vikram Parthan, CEO of Gigsy India. Today we're going to be talking about a slightly serious issue, and I believe that our takes are not going to be as serious, but they're still very, very potent and legitimate. We're going to be talking about mental burnout. This is a challenge that afflicts just about every creator. I have been through it myself, and so has Vikram. And today we're going to be talking about how you as a creator, it's impossible for us or for anybody else or even for yourself to expect you to be creative all the time. So Vikram, why don't you start off by just sharing your perspective on how this burnout happens, and how do you think we should actually be addressing all of this?
One of the things that is very important for people to understand is that if you are going to focus on your passionate business, on your passion
Hmm.
business, it's very, very unrealistic to expect it to take off immediately, right?
Hmm.
Which means it's going to take some time. You have to be in it for the long run. And
Right.
which means you're going to have more low days than high days, right? More places
Hmm.
where you will not be able to, make money and than days when you're actually going to be able to luck out with money and all of that. So it's
Right.
important during those periods to keep your chin high, to keep your chin up, and make sure that you are focusing on your end goal and taking every day as it comes. If it means that you need to take a break from constantly creating, you need to be able to do that, right? You need to be able to unwind. You need to be able to do something which is just going to relax you to the
Hmm.
core. If it means being lazy for a day or two, just letting everything chill out, you need to be able to do that, right? And sort
Right.
of reboot yourself, right? If you want to
Hmm.
go get a head massage or something, if that's what gets you going, then that's something that you should do, right? Ultimately, be in a space where you're feeling happy and you're in the moment, you're feeling very present about what you're doing, and you're also keeping in mind that there is a goal to reach, but don't make that a big burden on yourself. Make that
Hmm.
something which is going to be a beautiful thing to achieve, and as you think about it like that, every day becomes a mystery and a beautiful mystery to unravel like that.
Interesting. I hear what you're saying, and believe it or not, I used to be in that camp. But off late, I have been reading a bunch of different books. Most notably, the one called the War of Art by Stephen Pressfield, and he has certain follow-ups as well. Do the work, and I can't remember the rest. But the point is, sometimes, and the crux of the issue, from the crux of the thing that Stephen Pressfield is trying to communicate, is that sometimes it's okay to have bad days, like you're saying. You don't have to be 100% great, but whatever happens, be a professional. Always show up. Always do the work. And what that happens is, kind of over time, there is a lot of look, we all got into this creative side of things, our passion businesses, for a reason, right? We had that sense of taste, and we wanted to achieve that. But when we start off, sometimes things aren't as great as we want them to be. But our taste, that our eye or our ear, whatever you want to call it, our ability to recognize good work is still there within us. And that's why sometimes we have off days, because the work that we produce is not necessarily matching what we want to produce, that benchmark that we've set for ourselves. And it's important at that time, yes, to avoid burnout. You don't beat yourself over it. But I'm going to submit as an alternate to what you just said, to continue creating. Right? Maybe you don't have to do the same kind of stuff. Maybe when you're feeling that there's a burnout, maybe you try experimenting. Let's say I'm going to take a musician's, or in my case, right? I love to draw, right? So I usually draw maps for Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. But there are times when I don't like that. So what I do is I end up drawing like cyanide and happiness type cartoons.
He is damn good at drawing maps in D&D.
I am. I am. Thank you. Thank you. So what I've realized is, as I've been doing this, is that breaking down tasks into smaller pieces, switching things up, right? Like essentially putting your brain on a different mental gear really, really goes a long way in terms of this thing. But tell me something. You are a musician, right? So you do play a lot of guitar or bass. Which one?
I have dabbled in everything from guitars to bass to vocals. So
All right. So, do you have like a certain time of day when you're most creative or something? For me, I find that if it's like late night and I'm just listening to like a live stream from YouTube about some chill hop or something, I just plonk that on, and I can just draw for like hours at an end. What about you? How does it go for you?
Yeah, I have some peak periods during a day where I can actually, I mean, I'm still learning a lot of Western vocals, right, in terms of vocal exercises and all of that.
Right.
And I spend every evening practicing a lot of those techniques, singing
Mm-hmm.
songs that I really love singing, and
Mm-hmm.
that I believe that I hit my peak sometime at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the evening, because that is when the
Okay.
voice is completely open, and that is when I'm able to sing quite a lot, right? And
Okay.
in the night, just before I go to sleep, and one of the things that I'm really passionate about today is about helping people achieve peace and happiness, right? And I read a
Okay.
lot of books around that just before I go to sleep, knowing
I
that
see.
every day can be a very, very pleasant, happy day if you so choose it to be. So that's something that gives me a lot of peace before I go to sleep. I have a little
Okay.
exercise I do before I go to sleep so that I'm sleeping like a log at the end of it, and that there are no worries on a daily basis, right? So
Uh-huh.
you do a lot of these things to make yourself feel great, and it's not like it's false positive reaffirmation. It's being done because you're doing it still from a place of passion, right? You're doing because you like doing it,
True.
and in the journey, if it gives you a lot of happiness, why not?
Hmm. One thing I've realized is the creator's journey is a lot like my hair today. You know, there are a lot of external influences from above, from all around, that just make it go all haywire. Well, there are two things that we could do. We could fight against this. We could try to control it and make sure that it does look prim and proper, or we accept. Hey, this is how sometimes you just have a bad hair day, and there is literally nothing you can do about it. And
Oh,
I
absolutely. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I mean, you
go
made
ahead.
a very, very pertinent point. Uh, this is all about learning from experiences, right? I mean, you should be grateful that you had that experience, and
Hmm.
you should be grateful that it's probably even made you fail, and you'll be wiser for the experience, right?
Yeah.
And you're not going to make the same mistake again. You're going to be in a space where you will be glad that you had that experience now than later, and
Mm-hmm.
you'd be glad that you're going to be able to react to it in the right manner or respond to it in the right manner if it so happens to you again.
True.
It's all about making sure that you have your vision on your goal, but still you remain in the present, and you're taking every day as it comes, breaking things into small tasks that you can pick up and do without
Hmm.
stressing yourself, but being in that zone where you're completely enjoying what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah. One thing I've actually found, and this is going to be pretty much the penultimate point that I have to share, is having a ritual, right? Like I said, how I have to I love listening to that chill step kind of music, right? Chill hop music. I just play that, or liquid drum and bass, right? I play that. I've got my headphones on, so I know my brain is automatically primed whenever I'm in that state to start drawing. Right. So maybe each one of us, maybe I think pretty much all creative professionals have that. You probably might have something to do with exercise or puppies. I don't know, but I'm sure you might have some interesting rituals, which we must share another day. And of course, there is a concept of flow, but I think flow is a big enough topic that we should unpack it in its own session, right? So, with that, thank you for sharing what you had to share, Vikram. I think that's quite useful. And I'm particularly enjoying these talks because we both have a unique yet similar angle, which is we both are creators. We both like to make stuff. We both like, uh, we're also running our own businesses based on passion. And I think there's a lot of overlap there. And I'm particularly speaking to you, the person who's going to be watching this. And I'm just going to go full screen right now because, oh, wait, we have the other guy going full screen. What I would love to say, see, this is what this is all about. This is what creativity is all about. It's about willing to make these mistakes. It's about willing to live through these experiences and understand that, hey, sometimes things don't go the way you want, and that's okay. It's to accept yourself, and especially when you're suffering from burnout, it's absolutely fine to take a break. Right? Go ahead, do something else. If you're a musician, go draw something. If you're an artist, go try to write a script or something. I don't know, whatever it is. Just shake things up, love yourself, be authentic, and of course, don't forget to check out what we have going on at Gigsy.in. All right, that's the thing. So, Vikram, if you want to sign us out, this is Arvind saying over and out.
This is Vikram also saying over and out. Log on to https://gigsy.in and become a creator today.
Thank you very much.